If you've ever wanted to make a 3D material, but you thought Substance Painter and Designer were kind of confusing, I'd recommend you check out 3D Sampler, because the whole idea with the software is that it uses AI to take images and just churn out a material. So there's low input on your end, so hence you kind of got low control over what you're making, but it's super easy and it's really quick to just make a material, or in my case, an atlas. So I have a couple images I want to throw in. And so the idea is that this is a multi-angle to material. And so I have this chart and a light at the top that's angled down, and the light rotates around the chart, and then the software recognizes the change in light and like the shadows and whatnot, and actually computes a material from that. So it'll recognize the shadows at this angle versus this one. So if I rotate, you'll see how those are cast. And so what I'll do is take these 8 images, because it's every 45 degrees, and then there's this final 9th one that doesn't have a light, but instead has a light at the back. It was taken on a light pad, and so the idea is that it shines light through the material, and you can tell how much actually pokes through and get a translucency map out of that. And so what I'll do is go ahead and make a new scene and drag and drop all of those images in. And so this is what I was talking about, multi-angle to material, and it should recognize all the images here in order. Sometimes it's out of order, but I'll show you how to fix that. But you could also just use one image. If you just had a single picture of a leaf, you could just use that and it could work well, but it's kind of hit or miss. It depends, but for best results, multi-angle is a solid way to go. But I'll go ahead and click OK, and this should only take a second. But once it loads, you'll see that we can go to the image import and then check all of our images to make sure they're at the right number, because sometimes it gets a little jumbled. I'll actually turn on my 2D view and scroll over to the side where you can see 1 through 9. And so, yeah, that looks right. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, so those are good. But if I scroll down, image 9 is not scan 9. That is the translucency. So I'll scroll down and assign it to translucency. And so there's already a little change, but you can kind of see the maps already working because it already computed them all. So I have a bit of a normal and a roughness going on. And if I actually just go to the normal map, you can see how it works. So it recognizes that the leaf isn't touching the plane underneath it, and that there's different height going on. You kind of see the creases in the leaf too. And so the way that the software works is that it's just reading from the bottom up. So it starts with the base material, then imports images, and then multi-angle. And so if you want to add something new, you just go to add a layer. And in my case right now, I want to get rid of the graph because it's already computed, so I can get rid of it. So I'll type crop and go ahead and start cropping it. What I'll actually do is change from normal to base color just so I can see it a little better. But it does a weird thing where sometimes it will crop correctly. Like, see how I'm like at the corner right now with my crop mark? It's not there in reality. So what I have to do is I have to keep going until I find that point where it feels like I'm driving from the back seat. But there it is. So like right here, I was like moving in the 2D view, but actually looking at the 3D view. And so that meets it at the corner. Then I'll do the other side. And sometimes it does this, sometimes it doesn't. I really don't know why, but I will do the same thing and try to move it roughly where it goes. And it doesn't have to be exact because it's a leaf, so it doesn't matter if it's squished one way or another. But that looks fine to me. And so what the whole point of this is that it's similar to a material, but it's got a few extra steps. It's got like an actual opacity to it. And so to get that's what makes it an atlas rather than just a material. So I have an example of an atlas that I want to show. So the idea is that it will bleed, like this is the base color, so it'll bleed the edges out, and in case because it's using an opacity map. So this is your opacity, and in case this line doesn't quite line up with your normal, your base color, the idea is that you bleed outward. And so that's how atlases are supposed to be made. So I want to get that effect. So what I'll do is just add another layer and call it Atlas Creator. And so it does exactly that. And so what I'll actually do now is dial in the crop. So it is, if I go to my different maps, it already went ahead and made an opacity and is making all the changes to the different maps, knowing that it's meant to be an atlas. It's got a cut mark to it. And so I will go to the opacity and try to dial in the edge. And I'm not concerned right now with this internal part. I'm just more so looking at the outside, because I can fix this inside part a lot easier than I could the outside. So I will just get it roughly where I want. That's looking fine. And so what I'll do is, normally I would like to paint the opacity out, but it just doesn't work. Oh, there it is, popped in. So yeah, I guess you got to wait for it, because sometimes it just doesn't work for some reason. But I was able to paint it out on the 2D view, and you'll notice on the 3D view, it went away. So that is looking good, and it's just shaped like it's supposed to be. So it's kind of a finicky tool, but eventually it'll work for you, I guess. But once that is done, that is pretty much all you need for the base of it. You can edit more things after this. So like, I wasn't quite crazy about the normal map. It's a little light, I think. So what I'll do is add I forgot the name of it exactly, but all these are just different filters you can play with. I'd recommend you just go through it and check it out, and each one does different things. And there's some pretty cool stuff in here. But if I scroll down to the normal section, I can adjust the normal. So I can, if I just dragged it out all the way, you can see that like it's really making it extreme, but I don't want quite that. Probably just something like 0.02. I want it to be a little more pronounced, but nothing extreme. But yeah, that looks fine to me. Also, kind of side note, if you wanted to check it in the 3D view, what you could do is hold Shift and right mouse button, and that'll rotate your environment. And so you can kind of just get a better idea of like how light is bouncing around. And same thing, you can actually, in the displacement tab, you can edit that and like get an actual high quality displacement. Like in my case, it's a leaf. It doesn't really have much displacement, but that's how you would get that. Oh, also, one thing I didn't mention was that the way to change your mesh is in viewer settings. You can scroll down and then change the object you have. So I think by default it's set to a sphere, but in my case it obviously doesn't make sense to use a sphere as the image because it's like meant on a plane. So I was just using a plane, but you can use whatever you want. You can have leaf shirt for all I care. But once you're happy with that, yeah, everything else is looking pretty good. I'm happy with this. So what I'll do is go ahead and export it. If I just click share and export as, I'll give it a name. I'll just call it tutorial, and I'll set it in a folder on the desktop. I'll call this tutorial and select that folder. The format, I'll take a PNG, and I actually do, you can edit the size if you want, but it's fine for me, especially because it's a leaf. It'll literally be small, but most of these are fine, except I also want to make sure that the translucency is checked. So that's good to go. And so I'll just go ahead and export that, and it'll only take a second. And so now I can open that folder and you'll see all your maps. So you have your material good to go. And like, if you knew what you were doing, you could do that in 2 seconds, but all these maps are already made. I'm not sure why the opacity is a little smaller, but it works the same. And all that is good to go. It's worth noting that the translucency is a grayscale. You wouldn't notice that in the original software, like when you're messing around with it, but it's a grayscale image, so don't worry about that. But yeah, that is how you would make a atlas/material in Substance 3D Sampler.